The Ghost Brahman by Lal Bihari De. Once on a time, there lived a poor Brahman who, not being a Kulin, found it the hardest thing in the world to get married. He went to rich people and begged of them to give him money that he might marry a wife, and a large sum of money was needed, not so much for the expenses of the wedding as for giving to the parents of the bride. He begged from door to door, flattered many rich folk, and at last succeeded in scraping together the sum needed. The wedding took place in due time, and he brought home his wife to his mother. After a short time, he said to his mother, "Mother, I have no means to support you and my wife. I must therefore go to distant countries to get some money somewhere or other. I may be away for years, for I will not be returned till I get a good sum. In the meantime, I will give you what I have. You make the best of it and take care of my wife." The Brahman, receiving his mother's blessings, set out on his travels. In the evening of that very day, a ghost, assuming the exact appearance of the Brahman, came into the house. The newly married woman, thinking it was her husband, said to him, "How is it that you have returned so soon? You said you might be away for years. Why have you changed your mind?" The ghost said, "Today is not a lucky day. I have therefore returned home. Besides, I have already got some money." The mother did not doubt but that it was her son. So the ghost lived in the house as if he was its owner, and as if he was the son of the old woman and the husband of the young woman. As the ghost and the Brahman were exactly like each other in everything, like two peas, the people in the neighborhood all thought that the ghost was the real Brahman. After some years, the Brahman returned from his travels, and was his surprise when he found another like him in the house. The ghost said to the Brahman, "Who are you? What business have you to come to my house?" "Who am I?" replied the Brahman. "Let me ask who you are. This is my house, that is my mother, and this is my wife." The ghost said, "Why, hearing a strange thing. Everyone knows that this is my house, that is my wife, and yonder is my mother, and I have lived here for years. And you pretend this is your house, and that woman is your wife. Your head must have got turned, Brahman." So saying, the ghost drove away the Brahman from the house. The Brahman became mute with wonder. He did not know what to do. At last he bethought himself of going to the king and of laying his case before him. The king saw the ghost Brahman as well as the Brahman, and the one was the picture of the other. So he was in a fix and did not know how to decide the quarrel. Day after day, Brahman went to the king and besought him to give him back his house, his wife, and his mother. And the king, not knowing what to say every time, put him off to the following day. Every day the king tells him, "Come tomorrow." And every day the Brahman goes away from the place, weeping and striking his forehead with the palm of his hand, and saying, "What a wicked world this is! I am driven from my house, and another fellow has taken possession of my house and of my wife. And what a king this is! He does not do justice." Now it came to pass that as the Brahman went away every day from the court outside the town, he passed a spot at which a great many cowboys used to play. They let the cows graze on the meadow, while they themselves met together under a large tree to play, and they played at royalty. One cowboy was elected king, another prime minister or vizier, another kotwal or perfect prefect of the police, and others constable. Every day for several days together, they saw the Brahman passing by weeping. One day the cowboy king asked the vizier whether he knew why the Brahmin wept every day. On the vizier not being able to answer the question, the cowboy king ordered one of his constables to bring the Brahman to him. One of them went and said to the Brahman, "The king requires you immediate attendance." The Brahman replied, "What for? I have just come from the king, and he put me off till tomorrow. Why does he want me again?" "It's our king that wants you, our neatherd king," rejoined the constable. "Who is neatherd king?" asked Brahman. "Come and see," was the reply. The neatherd king then asked the Brahman why he every day went away weeping. The Brahman then told him his sad story. The neatherd king, after hearing the whole, said, "I understand your case. I will give you again all your rights. Only go to the king and ask his permission for me to decide your case." The Brahman went back to the king of the country and begged his majesty to send his case to the neatherd king, who had offered to decide it. The king, whom the case had greatly puzzled, granted the permission sought. The following morning was fixed for the trial. The neatherd king, who saw through the whole, brought him next day a field with a narrow neck. The Brahman and the ghost Brahman both appeared at the bar. After a great deal of examination of witnesses and of speech making, the neatherd king said, "Well, I have heard enough. I will decide the case at once. Here is the field. Whichever of you will enter into it shall be declared by the court to be the rightful owner of the house, the title of which is in dispute. Now let me see which of you will enter." The Brahman said, "You are a neatherd, and your intellect is that of a neatherd. What man can enter into such a small field? If you cannot enter," said the neatherd king, "then you are not the rightful owner. What do you say, sir, to this?" Turning to the Brahman and addressing him, "If you can enter into the field, then the house and the wife and the mother become yours." "Of course, I will enter," said the ghost. And true to his word, To the wonder of all, he made himself into a small creature like an insect and entered into the field. The neatherd king forthwith corked up the field, and the ghost could not get out. Then, addressing the Brahman, the neatherd king said, "Throw this fuel into the bottom of the sea and take possession of your house, wife, and mother." The Brahman did so and lived happily for many years and begot son and daughters. Here my story ends. The Natia thorn withered.